Today we're taking a look at my MK18 build. Since finishing this build, I've had a lot of requests for an overview video on this, and I just finally got a chance to actually do it. I kind of got a couple other parts that I was finishing up that I wanted to finish before I did that. So now that I've got everything kind of where I want it, I decided I might as well do an overview video and show you guys kind of where I got and how I did a cheap MK18 build. Now, before we get into the overview, there always seems to be those people that if this is not part for part, every pin is perfectly exactly the way it should have been with an MK18, then it does not constitute as an MK18 and you are a poser. And for those people, I guess I'm a poser. But then there's also the other people that are on the far other extreme that just throw a pick rail on their handguard and they say it's an MK18. So this falls somewhere in between those two. I would say more closer to the MK18 side than the throw a pick rail side on your gun because this is a Daniel Defense MK18 that was built by Daniel Defense. So let's go over back to front this entire project and build, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Actually, no, we're not gonna do back to front. We're just gonna go right to the core of the gun, which is the actual MK18 part. So this is a stripped MK18 upper from Daniel Defense that I picked up from Brownells. Now, when I say I got this for cheap, I mean I got it for cheap. So Brownells was running a deal. They were somewhere around the 700 ballpark, and then my discount code, if you use code TA10 on orders $150 or more, you can save 10% on your order. So I did that. So I was able to get this upper for in the $600 mark, the low $600. It was like $630, $640 maybe. And it's crazy to think that you can get it that cheap when they're now going closer to $1,000 for a stripped upper receiver. That's without a muzzle device and without a bolt carrier or charging handle, which I'm okay with because I wanted to put my own bolt carrier and charging handle and muzzle device on it anyway. So I really didn't care about those parts. I really just wanted the actual MK18 upper barrel, gas system, everything built by Daniel Defense because I feel like that's the core part of the MK18 is that. So that is what I really wanted and that's what I got. And then for my bolt carrier, I went with a Sons of Liberty Rifle Works bolt carrier. I think they make really good stuff for an affordable price, and they have a good reputation. So I picked up one of those. That's been my go-to bolt carrier of choice lately. And then a Radian charging handle, which is my favorite charging handle. So that was a must for this build. Now going down to my lower, I know this is where the train derails and it blows up into a firing furnace for those of you that are your diehard MK18 fans, the haters of Aero Precision. I like Aero Precision. I think they're affordable. I have yet to find a reason to not like them and not use them, so I will continue to do so until I find a reason. So I have an Aero Precision lower on this. I have a MPC trigger. I usually do Geisley SDCs. This isn't really the dedicated lower for this. I'm gonna build something more set for this, but right now this is what it's living on. So I have an MPC. I plan on doing the Geisley SDC, which is my go-to, and then this has a Radian Talon safety selector. Going back, it has a Loft tactical folder so I can put it in bags, which I like to travel with this or take it with me, and then a SBA4, which I think is a really solid brace, which who knows where braces are going. If you guys are interested in an update on the ATF and what to do and your 4 options, go ahead and click a video right here. But who knows where we're gonna go with that. That might just turn into a stock eventually. And like I said, this is gonna change. I really just want to focus on my upper receiver and get that MK18 look. This is just kind of where it's gonna sit for now. So now let's go on top and talk about some of the accessories on this. And what gets the most questions is this setup right here. I get so many questions about this. This is a Unity tactical mount for your magnifier. What is so unique about it is people are so used to those rotating outwards. This just rotates up and down. What is really nice about that is you don't have your magnifier sitting out here to your right side, taking away your peripheral vision. It goes directly down. It does not get in your way as long as you have the correct height optic, which this is the combination, the Unity Tactical Riser. So it gives you the height to be able to look directly over that and not have that in your way. So I really have come to like those. Does it look like a lot? Is it a little heavy? Obviously, when you add more things to your gun, it's gonna be a little bit more heavy, but I think people get a little carried away when they're like, you added a magnifier and the mount looks goofy, which means it's really heavy and impractical, and I don't like it because I don't like change. So it is what it is. I mean, it's changed, it's different. I have tested it and I really like it, and it's something I currently use a lot. If you don't like it, don't buy it and go with something different. Not a big deal. The optic is a Comp M5. Really like aim points. It's really my optic of choice. A lot of people go with, would you go with EOTech or aim point? My answer is always aim point. I do have EOTechs and they're great optics. I really like them. I just prefer the aim point, especially for duty use, because I like to leave my rifle optic on in my vehicle, so I don't necessarily like to have to press it on. I don't love the battery life of EOTechs. I love the durability. They're great in that aspect, but I really like the durability and the battery life of my aim points, and I've never had any issues with them. So That's why I stuck with this one. Coming down here, I have an impact weapon components angled mount here for my sling, just so I can run my sling off of this, because there are no points here to run that. And then I have a Cloud Defensive Rain 2.0. Really like these lights. Cloud Defensive is making some great stuff. This is on an impact weapon components mount as well, so it sticks out a little bit farther. I might move this up now that I have the suppressor on here, so I'm not getting so much shadow. But like I was saying, I'm a really big fan of Cloud Defensive stuff. They make some really good lights. They actually just came out with a new body that accepts Surefire tape switches. So for those of you that kind of were like, well, I don't do it because it's proprietary and it's their own setup and I don't like their switch, or I have so many Surefire stuff, I would love if they had a body that accepted those. Well, they now do, and they're not offering those. You can also use code Tactical Advisor and save 10% on your order at Cloud Defensive, which that helps you guys save some money as well. But I love their lights. I've been using their stuff for a long time. I use it as duty, I use it personal, I use it home defense, and I've never had any issues at all with their lights. And I really like the fact that they keep coming up with new things, and they're always innovating, which is cool because it forces these other companies to do the same thing, because sometimes people will go complacent and they'll be like, you know what, we're already at the top of the game, why do we have to innovate and change? We can just keep riding this wave. But then you have companies like Cloud Defensive that come in here and say, well, guess what, you're gonna have to change, or we're gonna pass you because we're gonna make all these new things with cable management. If you guys are interested in videos on the cable management, click here, or if you're interested in the review itself of the lights, I'll have some links here as well. I have a review on the 1, 2, and 3. So they have multiple different options as well. I think the 3 actually is right here on this upper. That is the Cloud Defensive Rain 3, which is a huge Candela output, which you guys can, again, click the video here if you'd like to see that. Now running up here to the front, this is the JK Armament RCX suppressor. Really liking these suppressors. I have the CCX and a couple other ones from them. And so you take off your suppressor here, I am running their muzzle device. That's again why I didn't care about the muzzle device and bull carrier, because I was gonna change it anyway because I knew I was gonna run a suppressor. So I wanted to run whatever worked for my suppressor. That's why I'm running this device. And then what is really cool about these suppressors is you can take off all of these channels and you can make this longer, you can make it shorter. So you can really maximize or minimize the suppressor to whatever size you want. So if you're bag carrying, you can take out the different baffles and make this much shorter so it fits in a bag better. Obviously, you're gonna lose that sound suppression a little bit on that. Or if you're like, I want maximum sound suppression, you can make this as long as possible. And then it's obviously gonna make your gun a little bit longer, but it's gonna give you more sound suppression. So it's really adjustable to the user and what you want. And it's really easy to rotate, which also means it's really easy to clean. So you can just take these off, you can clean each baffle super easy, and then throw it back together, whatever combination you want, whether you want to run 3 baffles or you want to run 6 baffles or however many in between, you can change that up and change the length. So that is something that I really like about these JK Armament suppressors. Ease of clean, and the fact that it's really user friendly in the sense that you can do whatever you want depending on your use for this gun or this setup. I've got a CZ600 here that I'm doing that I'm going to get an RCX for, that I'm going to run obviously at its full length because I don't really care about weight or concealability because that gun is massive already, which, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't remember which guns can be seen behind me or not, but I have their muzzle device on this one as well. And as you can tell, this gun is massively long and heavy, so it's not like I need to run it in a smaller configuration. I'd rather have more suppression, so I'm gonna run it at its longest form and be able to have a really quiet 308 long-range rifle, as quiet as a 308 long-range rifle is gonna be. That is my MK18. Like I said, I was able to get this really cheap, and Brownhouse has been running these deals on these. They have like the Block 2 combinations where it comes with an EOTech and a stock, and they're running all these sales on them. And if you guys find those sales, I also post them all the time on my Instagram and Facebook stories if you're interested. You guys can use code TA10, and that saves 10% more on that order. So if you find one, like the Block 2s, I think are originally like $1,500. And then the sale was like $1,300, and then with my discount code, it dropped it down to like $1,100 or $1,200. So you can save a significant amount by using that discount code. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. For those of you that want to build your own MK18 and maybe a little leery because of people and what they say, you know what? Do what makes you happy. If you're the type that just wants to throw a pick rail on your gun and say it's an MK18, then do it. If that makes you happy, who cares? For those of you that want to sit there and try to harp on people and downgrade people and make fun of their builds or their project, don't do that. It's not cool. It's not fun. We need to get away from that as a community, and I don't like when people do that. If you're the type that wants your Mark 18 to be perfect down to the every little bolt, then absolutely, that's really cool, and I will admire your gun. a ton, because that is really neat that you put that much attention to detail to it and you really want it to be a perfectly spec'd clone. I just really like the design and style of the MK18, that look, but I also wanted something that was going to be functional to me and built out to something I'm going to use. That's why I built this setup and the way I have it, is because I still got that style and that functionality. I think that's cool, but it also actually works for what I do. So that is why I built this the way I did. Do not let somebody discourage you out of building whatever you want. Make it blue for all I care. Do whatever the heck you want. I have a blue gun right here. This one's freaking blue. This one's awesome. This is a super cool gun. Like, am I gonna use it for like going to SEAL Team 6 things? Absolutely not, it's blue. But it's fun, it was cool, it was unique, and I had a lot of fun with this. So don't let anybody discourage you in building what you want. So with all that being said, I hope that answers anyone's questions that might have had on this gun, and I hope you guys like this. Let me know what you think of it, if there's something that I should add. Actually, one thing I am gonna add is it's a diving board thing from, it's a skiff, I believe it's called, from HRF. And you put the D ball on it. So I'm probably gonna end up putting that on here because I am gonna run this with night vision because I think it's perfectly set up for that. So that is one addition that I'm gonna probably do to this. It is gonna be a lot and probably a pretty chunky setup, but that's all right. I obviously did not make this to be super lightweight. There's other guns back here that I made to be more lightweight projects, and that's why I do different things in different styles. This one is not one of them, and that's okay. So if you guys are interested in helping the channel and the things I do here, there's a couple ways to do that. Down in the description, there are some discount codes from companies that I trust that you can use to save some money. There's a link to my link tree. From there, you can purchase anything through Premier Body Armor, Brownells. Anything you purchase using those links does help out the channel and help support me, and I really appreciate that because doing these projects and ammo and all the different things I'm doing, it does cost a lot of money. So I do appreciate when you guys do those things to help out, and it does support me. Another couple companies that support me in the things I do here are Howitzer, Brownells, and Hold Up Display. Howitzer is a clothing company that donates 5% of proceeds to charity, which is awesome, and they collaborate with me with this shirt. I have some modeling photos of me and my brother here if you guys want to take a look. If you guys want to order your own, there's a link in the description. Brownells is a company that helps support me a ton, and I couldn't do any of these projects without them. Like I said, I get a lot of these parts from them as well. So using code TA10 does save you 10% on orders of $150 or more, which I've said a couple times in this video, but I can't stress it enough. 10% on a $2,000 build is $200 that you can now put towards an optic or a flashlight or a suppressor, any other things that you want, and then you get 10% off that, which is now $20, and it snowballs. So definitely take advantage of that discount code and save yourself some money. And Hold Up Displays, which makes these amazing racks behind me. I mean, they speak for themselves. Those things are sweet. If you guys are interested in the video of the whole room, you can check it out there. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you all.